Hello, everyone, and guess who's back? After nearly 10 months off the mic, I'm back for season number 3, and this time we're going at higher education. For those of you who know me, this is my home turf, having taught and still teaching in the system for 25 years or so. I just want to welcome you to the podcast, or welcome back. This season, we don't just talk about education. We interrogate it, analyze it, rip it apart, only when necessary, of course, but from college selection to career pivots, debt-free degrees to AI in the workplace, to maximizing your time in college in a way that won't just get you, drunk at a tailgate kegger, but will jumpstart your future wealth and career opportunities. This season is your guide through the real-world maze of learning, building a future that actually makes sense. I've wanted to do this one for a while, and so I just decided now's a great time. We're starting back into a new college year, because let's be honest, college right now is too high stakes of a game to leave to chance or feelings or just simply following the crowd. The rules have changed, the system's bloated, and if you're not making strategic moves, you're probably being pushed around into decisions that could have a huge negative impact on your life. So if you're a student or a parent or someone lost in the wilderness of life's next steps and staring at college like some dangerous beast, this season is for you. I promise we'll take on everything from attending college to possibly even finding a path outside of college. I have something for everyone this season, so I hope you enjoy it. Oh, by the way, I'm Dr. David Hopkins. I'm the host and guide of the Intellectual Freedom Podcast. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But those of you who listen in, you know I do not overproduce these things. I am here just to talk to you straight up. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Here's how this season is going to go in a nutshell. I've thought about this a lot. Sure, when I run across articles or data or more formal research or opinion online, I might talk about that, but I think what I really want to do in this season is leverage social media. One of the greatest gifts social media has given us, despite all the chaos, cat videos, is raw, unfiltered honesty. It's where people kind of drop that polished mask and they ask real questions. The stuff maybe lots of people are too embarrassed to ask, which they can do anonymously with different user handles, or maybe to bring up in class, or too afraid to ask even their guidance counselor. So that's what I'm doing. I'm scanning and I'm scraping the digital trenches, places like Quora, Reddit, TikTok, YouTube comments, Discord threads, Instagram, even Twitter or X or whatever it's called these days, to find real concerns from people about and questions they have about college, debt, careers, and everything in between. So the first question that I found that just captures so much, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to lead with this one. So someone named SmartDesk4986, he posted a question on Reddit, and it's not a unique question. It's one that many people have. And so I'm going to read you direct this question. It says, quote, "What's with all the anti-college sentiment in the U.S. right now? Everywhere I go, people seem to be mocking college education. My uncles make fun of me for majoring in computer engineering, while my cousins are in HVAC and welding jobs, and everyone on the internet seems to hate the very idea of a college degree. I know it's probably just the circles I move in, but when did this happen? They all seem to have this mentality that a college education is a waste of time, while it produces jobs critical to society like healthcare specialists, engineers, scientists, teachers, lawyers, etc. There are exceptions, but I get the general sense that most organizations want people with college degrees to be in charge. Even the military wants you to have a bachelor's to be a commissioned officer. I know this might seem petty to a lot of people, but I work tirelessly for my degree. I've given up nearly all of my free time to pursue the career that I've chosen, and it's demoralizing to see so many other Americans throw the value of education into the garbage. I don't want to feed the stereotype of the college-educated elite. But I feel that this way of viewing education is why so many Americans see contrails and think the government is seeding hurricanes and tornadoes. End of quote. Wow. I mean, this is a real thing right now. And you hear it more and more and more in the mainstream media. The mocking of college education. Our own government does this quite frequently. So let me break this down in two different ways for you. First of all, why that anti-college sentiment makes total sense. And I'm saying this again, as all of you know, I am a college professor. I am still teaching in the public colleges. So I am not some anti-college guy, but really there's some things going on in the higher education landscape that we just simply can't ignore. Number one, the debt trap. This thing is real. $1.77 trillion in student debt. And a lot of times, sadly, the marketing, the machine of education is offering degrees that promise gold, but they don't even deliver copper in many senses. You know, it is not uncommon anymore. You hear the stories of someone who's an honor student in high school. They do all the right things. They're on all the right committees. They fill out all the right applications. They go to college. All of a sudden, they end up with $150,000 in debt and end up answering phones for $16.50 an hour because they can't find a job that fits into their major area of study. This is real. This is something that every single high school student and every person who's graduated high school, say within the last 5-10 years, needs to consider. Or let's say you're mid-career and you're considering going back. What is the value versus the cost? Because the truth is, in many cases, there is a broken ROI equation going on. And when I say ROI, I'm talking return on investment. Those of you into finance, those of you into accounting, those of you into business, you understand what ROI is. You know, here's the truth. Nearly half of the grads right now, this year, that are going to graduate in this coming spring 2026, they're going to land jobs that don't require a degree. And so as our friend SmartDesk 4986 clearly pointed out, there's fields like welding and HVACs and trades that offer a much quicker entry point into a higher income without any of that debt burden. Their ROI out of the gate is off the charts. And so college, sometimes it can feel like you're buying a Lamborghini to commute to a job you could walk to. This is real. This is something that you, as a young adult or someone considering college, need to keep in mind. And then the final thing I just want to bring out, where he's kind of on the mark here, you know, SmartDesk 4986, he made a great observation. There is this growing rift out there in culture and society, and I'm certain that I'm not breaking any new news here to you, between two visions of success. One that's rooted in theoretical academic achievement, and the other in practical traditional skills. You know, on the one side, you've got this credentialed class, and let's just be honest and call it what it is. On the left right now, you see this. They're very fluent in abstract ideas, policy lingo, professional jargon. And then on the other side, you've got folks who just measure success in tangible outcomes, fixing what's broken, building what's needed, keeping the lights on, literally and figuratively. And that divide has cracked open into something more than just a disagreement. It's now a full-blown cultural and political skirmish. And it shouldn't be that way, but a lot of things in life aren't the way they should be. The college degree has become kind of a symbol of the liberal elitism, of disconnected priorities of institutions that preach inclusivity while often excluding common sense. And when education gets all tangled up in the culture wars, people stop seeing college as a ladder to opportunity and start seeing it as a symbol of everything they're being told to resent. And that, sadly, leads to some of these failings that our friend SmartDesk 4986 brings up. But let me take the other side of the coin for you for just 1 minute. When the anti-college rhetoric misses the mark, and hear me carefully, not everybody needs to or should go to college, but here's some reasons why SmartDesk 4986 is actually right on track. Number one, degrees still dominate many professions. Look, if you as a young adult want to be a teacher, an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, you have to go to college. You want to be a psychologist? You're going to go to college a long, long time. There is no trade shortcut here. You will become a part of the system, or you will not pursue that given field. So, those of you that know what you want to do, and you're going into, and through your research, it's not that hard to figure out, need that degree to actually do the job, you are going to go to college, no matter what anti-college feelings you might have or hold or fears of the cost of it. There's ways to get around that. So you play the system, not the system playing you. But degrees still dominate many professions. That's just the way it goes. And so these degrees, nursing, another really common one, they are the gatekeeper. Degrees are the gatekeeper to certain high impact, high paying sectors. It's just the reality. Number two, it's not really the degree too. It's the strategy that you deploy. And the younger you start thinking about that, the better off you take control of your future college enrollment. Doing things like dual enrollment, community college for 2 years, CLEP exams, making sure you're really smart with your transfer credit. The degree, I could argue, isn't the problem. The problem is paying full price for it, because there are things that can be done so that you are not buried in long-term debt. The useless degree crowd rarely talks about how or where the degree was earned. And that is such a key component, because there are still many, many ways that you can get through your college degree in a manner that you don't feel like you've given up your entire future to get it. And then number three, let's be honest, not everyone's a tradesperson. Personal fit really does matter. And there are certain tools and techniques that you can do. There's all kinds of personal assessments, psychological assessments, career assessments that you can take online for free that can help you figure out what your fit is. Dismissing college across the board really ignores talents that need formal training. Think AI, ethics, think linguistics, think public policy, think research and development, besides the things like engineering and nursing and lawyers and teachers and such. A society, if we all go down the route and we all pretend that college is just 100% worthless, the whole institution should be scrapped. That's ridiculous, right? It's not logical. And so, because a society without that educated group, we become just a factory floor with TikTok breaks. Come on. So there is high need, high demand, high quality options in higher education. So, here's the truth that you need to own. And I say this with empathy to all of you. You need to be strategic. You need to stop blindly following other people and their decisions. You need to step back, slow down, think through every single aspect of the decision that you're going to be making if you're a high school student, or if you're even a recent high school graduate. Look, don't be a sheep. Don't blindly follow the crowd. Everyone needs a degree. Don't follow the crowd that says every person needs to get a degree, or you're just going to be flipping burgers forever. That's lazy advice. That's facile advice. Don't take that. But also don't fall for the TikTok bro telling you college, or your blue collar uncle telling you college is a scam perpetuated by the wealthy to keep the little man down, and the trades are really the only noble profession. People who do this are indeed some amazing, amazing individuals. But that isn't the right path for everyone either. And just as those who blindly advocate for college, that they're ridiculous, those who call it a scam are just another flavor of groupthink. Don't you be a part of that. Your decision needs to be owned by you and you alone. Because as with most things in life, the truth lies somewhere in the tension between the two. College isn't by itself inherently good or evil. It's a tool. And like any tool, it depends on how, why, and when you use it. And if you use it properly, it can be one of the greatest experiences you could have. For some, it's the rocket fuel to launch a meaningful, high-impact career. For others, if you don't do it right, it becomes an insanely expensive detour. There is no clear destination, and it can shackle you in debt for most of your adult life. So the point in all of this, everyone, is be smart, be diligent, and be ruthlessly honest with yourself. What do you need? What do you want? Because in the end, you, not your parents, not your friends, not your favorite YouTuber or TikToker, are going to be the one living with the consequences for the rest of your life. So yeah, don't throw out the concept of college. Throw out the dumb way we've been told to do it. You're not crazy for chasing a degree. You're not elitist. You're not behind. You're investing in yourself. But only if you do it on your own terms. I say this once again. You need to be smart, be strategic, be unapologetic. And when you figure it out, you just dive in full speed. So, all right, let me directly address the question, the Smart Desk 4956. So let's talk a minute, as if I'm just talking to you, Smart Desk 4956. You're majoring in computer engineering. And let me tell you straight, you're in a field with a massive ROI potential. If not only do you get the degree, but while you're in college, you're pursuing the most potent professional certifications to go along with it. That's not hype, that's math. People who gravitate toward any of these harder fields like math and science and technology and the medical field, especially you in engineering, generally have some of the highest probabilities of success. Not always. You could screw it up too, and you'll hear stories online all the time. You go to Quora or you go to Reddit, you're going to see computer engineering students who got a degree and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do now. I'm stuck. Well, I bet if I was to sit down with each one of them and counsel them, I bet I could look back at their time in college. How much were they working towards the job when they were still working on the degree? And it's not always that you succeed, but more often than not, where you're at right now, Smart Desk 4956, you're building a skill set the modern world literally runs on. If you figure out while you're there some of the pieces to go along with it. Now, here's a strategy that comes in. Do not, and this is to everyone, do not just go to college to get the paper. That degree alone is not going to be your golden ticket. I will promise you that. I hear it so many times, and you see it online all the time. There's too many people who think, well, I did the hard work. I went to college. I studied hard. I got great grades, and I got the degree, but now I can't get a job in the field. That piece of paper is just one single piece of the puzzle. You need to surround that degree with practical, hands-on experience, like it's your second major. Get certified. Whatever niche you're leaning into, whether it's embedded systems, cybersecurity, hardware, AI, whatever it is, Smart Desk 4956, start racking up those professional certifications that matter in your industry. CompTIA, AWS, Cisco, I don't know what it is for you, but whatever fits, that's what you need to focus on. Employers just love those things because they signal that you can actually do something, not just talk about it. Because remember, one of the reasons that we see people not trusting degrees, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of employers anymore, just a piece of paper, they want it, but they're not going to trust it blindly that you are well prepared for a job. That's just life right now. We could argue whether that's good or bad or not, but that's just the truth. Another thing that you need to be doing, Smart Desk 4956, intern like your future depends on it, because oftentimes it does. Every semester, every summer, every time you have the chance to be in a room where leaders and hiring managers are, you make yourself present. You apply for internships, even unpaid ones, because the unpaid ones could pay you massive dividends someday. Volunteer somewhere to work on their IT systems if you have to. Just get inside of a company, of a business, and start building real life experience. You walk out with real life experience, you'll be shocked at what one good connection or one impressive project can unlock. Better yet, how about this one? While you're going to college, while you're getting these certifications, start building side hustles, apps, micro startups, whatever works for you in that engineering skill set that you want to be in someday. Use the skills you're learning in class and start applying them today. Do not wait until graduation to realize the real world doesn't care about your transcript as much as it cares about results. Nobody should be shocked about this, but I see this online all the time. Students just completely stunned that they got their degree and yet no one just gave them the job. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And above all, network like it's a graduate degree. Get to know people. Talk to professors. Talk to industry folks. Career center reps. LinkedIn pros. The guy fixing the network router. Everybody. Let them know who you are and what you're about and what you want to be someday. Take long shots. Find the huge experts in your field and email them. Tell them you're a college student. You're trying to figure out what you want to be and you just want to have a conversation with them. Just do all of that. Then you won't just earn a degree. You're going to build a portfolio. You're going to build a reputation. And you're going to build a career before you even walk across the stage. And then those uncles you referenced who are mocking you for not being a welder or working somewhere in the trade, they're going to be asking you for probably money, business advice before too long. So with that, Smart Desk 4956 and anybody who's listening, you can see it's a complex process. It's a very complex process. So here's the deal. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, I can barely keep up taking my classes. Yeah, well, maybe what you need to do is consider some of these things part of your classes. You've got to push yourself above and beyond. And I know it's not easy and I know it's not comfortable. I have students all the time just stressed to the hilt. But you know, these things, these external things I just got done talking about, man, those are the things that are going to separate you. Because lots of people get the piece of paper. The piece of paper is a good starting point, but that is not going to be the thing that separates you. So whether you're deep in the grind of college on the fence about whether to go are just watching the whole thing unfold from the sidelines, which sometimes maybe it's better to do that before you jump into the fray of things. Remember this, you've got options, but only if you're willing to think critically and act intentionally. College isn't broken beyond repair. Oh, there's so many problems. Goodness gracious, you and I could talk to you for hours about that. But the way that you view college and what this thing called the quote unquote college experience is, it has to change. So let's fix that. Look, I'll give you one caveat. Here's the deal. If your parents are rich, you have a full ride scholarship, and you know for a definitive fact you're going to get through college with no debt whatsoever. Hey, awesome. Congrats. Love it. Choose whatever college you want to go to. But you still need to maximize those other areas of your experience, which I'll talk about, or you'll end up graduated with college debt free but no job. But hey, the money thing, if that doesn't impact you, it doesn't. I'm talking to those of you out there worried about debt, worried if the time commitment is worth it, worried if this whole college thing is even the right thing for you. If it is, I say be diligent, focused, think critically and rationally. And that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. If this sparked something for you, challenged something, or gave you a new way to look at the college and career machine, share it. Text this to a friend. Send it to a parent. Post it where it might actually help someone. And while you're at it, check out my new website. I've kind of aligned it with this season that we are taking on here in the podcast, daviddhopkins.com. There's more waiting for you there, including full episode guides, tools to make this conversation to take it further, or heck, even if you just want to DM me about your situation, I will definitely talk to you. I'm not here to play a game. I'm not here to rewrite and win. I'm here for you so that what we can do is get you on the path and win when it comes to college choices, because it is so sad to see those who just blindly or without thought jump right into college and they end up regretting it incredibly. So make sure, no matter where you're at, you slow down and work your way through the process. So until the next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and never stop asking hard questions. I'm Dr. David D. Hopkins, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.